you in the place to be. This is where you can get the real when we talking sports. You feel me? It's another episode of The Breaks.
And these are the breaks. These are the breaks. You know what it is.
Welcome. It is Tuesday, January 30th. I'm your host, Demarje Morris, and you know I gotta hit you with the signature. And I want all y'all to say it with me, man. For all the other listeners, let's say it together. Beautiful people, how y'all doing? How y'all living? How y'all feeling? Hopefully great and amazing. Out here in Southern California, man, beautiful Los Angeles, California. We had some rain a couple days ago that lasted for a couple days. We're supposed to be getting some more this week. So definitely got to enjoy it because, you know, as the song say, it never rains in Southern California. But, yo, we're going to kick it off with some MLB today, man. I want to talk about the Oakland Athletics. As we know, they're going to be moving out of Oakland. This is their last year playing in the Coliseum. They're going to be moving over to Vegas. But they need to find a home before they can get to Vegas. Excuse me. And they find themselves in a little conundrum because if they are to leave Sacramento, Comcast has the won't have to pay the rights fee as far as broadcasting the games. They won't have to pay them the rights fee, which is about $70 million. So I know right now they're looking at Sacramento and Utah as two potential cities. Now, if they move to Sacramento, Comcast still won't have to pay that rights fee because that's under the current contract. This would be a whole new contract that they have to restructure. So that's going to be interesting to see. I would love to see them in Salt Lake City. I don't want to see the A's, period. They got to work on their team. But, I would love to see them play in Salt Lake City. I've never been to Utah, but from the pictures and all the videos I've seen, looks like a beautiful city. I know they got some really dope, beautiful ballparks with some dope back settings, all that nature, the trees, the mountains, and all that. So I think it would be really cool for the city to have a team out there, besides the college teams. But, yeah, that's going to be interesting because Comcast, they literally have all the leverage right now. So that's going to be interesting to see. Really sucks for Oakland, though, for those fans, man, because they really show up and show out to support that team. I know this last season that wasn't the case, but you look at over the years, they've always shown up to support that team. And I love those fans in that stadium and that fan base because it gives you like what's the word I'm looking for? It gives you an overseas vibe. It gives you an overseas vibe, whereas you look at some of these overseas basketball games and you look at sports in other countries, they got flags in the stands, they got songs, they're chanting, drums, all that. And that's how the Oakland A's fans were. Like, it was literally a party in the stands. So it really sucks for a dedicated fan base, to lose a team. And they've already lost the Raiders. Golden State, they're still in the Bay, but now they're in San Francisco. So it just sucks for the fans. I feel for them, but and then they can't just go to Vegas right now because, you're introducing a new team. So you don't want to introduce your new team in a minor league stadium. That doesn't make sense. You want to make a splash. You want to go in with the bang, So, yeah, they definitely have to wait till they get that new stadium built before they introduce, the A's to Vegas. But that won't happen until about 2028. So, like I said, we'll see what happens. They end up in Sacramento, Salt Lake City. Any of y'all avid baseball fans, hit me in the comments. What y'all think? Where you think they're going to play? But yeah, that's it for the Oakland A's, man. We definitely got to keep an eye on that. There's also some moves made, some little transactions that I think, that caught my eye at least. First off, we got Rhys Hoskins going to the Brewers. I love that move, although I don't see the Brewers as a playoff team this year. They'll need about 85 to 95 wins. I'd say about 90 to 95 wins to make the playoffs. The division's going to be loaded. The Cardinals and the Reds, they're going to be a lot better this year. You could bank on that, especially the Reds. Reds got all kind of talent. They're stacked. But, Rhys Hoskins, 13.5% walk rate for his career.
Okay.
Hit at least 27 bombs in his first 4 full seasons. So, definitely a big bat. Excuse me again. Definitely a big bat. Adam Frazier went to the Kansas City Royals. Watch out for the Kansas City Royals. I'm telling you, man, it's a sneaky team. I like the moves they made. I know the Indians and the Twins are still going to be at top of that division. But I really love what the Royals did, adding Hunter Renfroe. I know they got some pitchers. I think it was Seth Lugo, They made another couple moves, but I like what they're doing, man. They made some really good moves, and they're going to be a competitive, sneaky team. If you want to place a bet for them to win their division, it probably won't happen. But, I mean, for the value, they're going to be right there, at least competing for second place. They're a legit second-place team in that division. But it's a long season. You never know. They could go ahead and steal that division. Injuries could happen to other teams. Anything could happen, man. But, I love Adam Frazier going to that team. He doesn't miss a lot of games, double-digit stolen bases in 3 consecutive seasons. So he has that speed. And they already got some speedsters on that team. So that shows me that they're going to come into this season being aggressive. They really have nothing to lose. There's no expectation.
Boom.
So why not just go out there and play, man? So look for them to be one of the leading bag-stealing teams in the league. I think they'll have a lot of stolen bases this year. We got Vaughn Grissom, went to the Red Sox. Love Vaughn Grissom, shortstop, could play center base and left field. So you love the versatility there. Don't see the Red Sox doing much this year, but, I mean, it's a good piece for them. They're headed in the right direction. The Red Sox will turn it around. They never stay down for too long. Jock Peterson to the Diamondbacks. I love that. Diamondbacks are a solid team. They surprised a lot of people last year, and it was not a fluke, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you, it was not a fluke. You got a stud in Corbin Carroll, Lourdes Gurriel. You got Zach Gallen. You got Merrill Kelly, Brandon Pfaadt. The rotation's nice. They just added Rodriguez from the Tigers. So the Diamondbacks are good, man. It was not a fluke. They'll be right back competing for that division again. Dodgers will most likely win it. We all know that. But like I said, you never know what could happen, man. I love that team. They'll be in the playoffs again, that's for sure. So watch out for the Diamondbacks. Jock Peterson, veteran experience, a veteran bat with championship experience. So you got to love that, man. I love veterans. I'm big on veterans and experience, especially championship experience. That's priceless, man. That pays huge dividends for your locker room, for your team, especially in high-pressure situations when guys might stress out or maybe freak out a little bit. You can always look and lean on your veteran, like, yo, this dude's been here. He got us. Okay, this is the moment our OG can put us on his back and bring it home. Mitch Garver to the Mariners. I love this move for the Mariners. Huge loss for the Rangers, but I think they'll be just fine. Rangers, I think they'll be right back for the division lead. Them and the Astros, of course, but I see the Rangers being just fine. But Mitch Garver hit 19 home runs while batting .270. He'll mostly play a lot of DH for the Mariners. But, I mean, they're another team on the rise. I love what the Mariners are doing. Big loss in Eugenio Suarez. He ended up going over to the Diamondbacks as well, I believe. But, yeah, Mariners are going to be good, man. Julio Rodriguez, Mitch Garver, they got some bats, so they're looking nice. J.P. Crawford. Can't forget about J.P. Crawford. Come on now. And then the Angels, my beloved Anaheim Angels, signed Aaron Hicks. I love this, man. It's a veteran bat again, has the ability to play center field, which is dope. The days that we DH Trout and Rendon, the days we DH Trout specifically, that'll open it up for Hicks to play center field because Ohtani's gone, so the DH spot is open. So I love that move. And I think they might be making a trade, man. You bring in Aaron Hicks, but you got Moniak, you got other young talent, Joe Adele, you got guys who you're potentially blocking playing time. You're preventing them from getting playing time and all that, having Hicks. So that leads me to believe they might be working on a little trade, maybe for a Cody Bellinger. Hey, I would love that. Or for a pitcher. We definitely need some more arms. You can never have enough arms. And Justin Turner to the Blue Jays, reliable, consistent bat. You add him with Bo Bichette, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Dalton Varsho, George Springer, Kevin Kiermaier. This team's going to be a lot of fun to watch. They're going to hit a lot of home runs. They already do. But, dude, at 39, he just turned 39, but last season he batted .276 with 23 bombs and 96 RBIs. It's going to be a fun team to watch, man. But that's all we got for the baseball. Hang tight. We're going to take a quick commercial break. But coming up next, we're going to jump into some NBA, the standings, and some teams that I think you got to look out for. Hang tight.
Hey everyone, I'm Neko Gumike with the LA Sparks, and you are watching Infinity Television.
Profanity Nation. A podcast for the fans, by the fans. Dive deep into the topics the other shows miss. Raw and uncensored.
And he's going to play team ball. His legacy is at stake.
Rare, hard-hitting interviews with players, coaches, and you, the super fans.
I'm not hating. I'm like, okay, cool. Good.
3 championships in 5 years. He's more than good, bro.
Profanity Nation. Listen live or subscribe on your favorite podcast platform.
Profanity Television. This is Juju Watkins. See y'all.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Chanel Gwimike, and you're watching Infanity Television. Boom.
Welcome back. Y'all good? Give y'all a minute to sit down. You got your drinks, got your snacks, your chips. Y'all ready to go? All right, let's get into it, man. We're going to kick this thing off with some NBA. The All-Star starters were announced a couple days ago, and we're going to start off with the East. Your typical, Embiid, Giannis, Tatum, Halliburton, shout out to Hallie, Damian Lillard, shut Wally Zerbiak up. He was a hater, man. I can't believe he was hating on Halliburton like that, man, calling him a All-Star. Well, he an All-Star for sure now, so, yeah, Halliburton in the building. And then we got the West starters. We got Braun, Durant, Jokic, Luka, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexanders. No issues there. I know some people on the East side were making a little issue about Brunson getting snubbed. Or maybe not a little issue, but Brunson getting snubbed. He should have been a starter. And, I mean, if you look at him and Dame's numbers, pretty even. I mean, Dame's averaging 25.3, Brunson 26.6. Dame has him on rebounds and assists, barely on assists, steals. But it's the field goal percentage for me that stands out to me with Brunson. With the 480 field goal percentage, Dame 423. So you got to love the efficiency there. And just what Brunson means to that team. He means way more to the Knicks than Dame does to the Bucks. Obviously, Giannis is the key guy. He's the main, you know what I'm saying? They go as Giannis goes. But if you take Brunson off that Knicks team, even with Randall there, that team ain't going nowhere, and their offense ain't going to flow. They're not going to look how they look now. So I could see some people making an argument for Brunson being a starter over Lillard, but, I mean, no issues with it. He's going to be in there as a reserve. He's going to ball out, do his thing. But, yeah, those are the all-star starters. It's going to be interesting to see the reserves. Hope we get some surprises. There's some guys who are deserving. But, yeah, going on to Evan Mobley and the Cleveland Cavaliers. He returned for the Cavs, which is huge for them. They got off to a slow start. How they look right now is exactly how I thought they were going to come out the gates looking at the beginning of the season. They were on fire last year. They were really good last year. I think it took a little time incorporating Strus into that. That's really the only change that they've made. They're pretty much the same team. So, yeah, and I like Strus. I think that was a great pickup. It gives them more three-point shooting, which I felt they need. They were lacking that a little bit, and more chemistry with Mitchell and, him and that team. So as they get it going. And they don't even have Garland. They're doing all this without Garland. And then you saw how they were playing without Mobley. I mean, that's crazy. They were I forgot what they were. I think they were 9-1, 8-1, something like that with their last 10 games, and that was without Mobley. So now you bring him back once Garland comes back. I know Karis LeVert has been up and down with some injuries. If he could, stay healthy, still a good key six man for that team. So shout out to Karis LeVert. Always been a fan of him, even when he was with Brooklyn. But, yeah, watch out for the Cavs, man, because they could definitely be a problem in this Eastern Conference for sure. And then you got the OKC Thunder. They're a problem. I mean, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander doing the damn thing. Third in the West at 32-15. Come on now, 17-6 at home, 15-9 on the road, which is impressive to me considering they're a young team. To be young like that and, you know what I'm saying, 15-9 on the road, that just shows you focus. That just shows you discipline. That just shows you, how serious they are. And they really trying to make some noise this year. So, I mean, you got to shout out to the Thunder. And Jalen Williams is going to be big time for this team in the playoffs. I mean, in his last 20, he's averaging 20.6 points, 5.3 assists, 4.2 rebounds, has shown up in big games, big game after big game, going against, other top opponents, competitors, stepping up, showing out, doing his thing. So, I love Jalen Williams, man. And then Trae Young. I don't understand where the hate comes from for Trae Young. I mean, all the dude does is ball. Now, let me just say this. It's hard for small guys to be the only one on their team, lead and dominate and be the reason they won a championship, right? They're always going to be a main part, but they're never going to be the guy or the reason why. You know, AI was as close as it came. After AI, what other small guards were really the only player on the team and took their team all the way? You know, majority of the time, you got to be a 6'8" wing. You got to be a big man, you know, or have a combination of, you know, a couple guys. And so, yeah, I mean, he's averaging 27 points, 10.8 assists. So I don't understand what the hate is. You can't say, oh, he's a ball hog. He just shoots and jacks up threes. No, he's getting his team involved. He's averaging damn near 11 assists. He's been top 5 in assists almost every year of his career if he hasn't been. I believe he's been top 5 every year. So I don't get it. I would love to see him get out of there. I know some trade rumors are the Lakers, so we'll see. DeJounte Murray, I know I went over that last week, all kind of trade rumors. You never know with those. But I would like that fit for the Lakers. You know, it gives them a playmaker, takes that pressure off of LeBron, gives them a bona fide scorer, legit, and then someone who can, you know, you got the lob threat with AD. If they start using Jackson Hayes, I mean, he could be that as well, you know, his athleticism. So I would love to see Trae go somewhere. You know, I said San Antonio would be a good destination with Wemby. Obviously, they wouldn't win right off the bat, but you got a guy like Trae Young and you pair him with Wemby, the future's bright, you know, and his team already came out and said they wouldn't be opposed to a trade to San Antonio. So we'll see what happens with that. I do understand why they went and got DeJounte Murray last year, you know, to help cover up some of those defensive holes. Obviously, that's where Trae Young lacks, is on the defensive end.
Okay.
He gives you effort, though. And I was watching the Rasheed Wallace podcast, and that's what he was saying. Like, all you can ask for is just effort, guys to give you effort. Yeah, you may get beat, you may get your ass busted, but if you're putting in effort, that's all I can ask for. And Trae Young at least tries, you know, on defense. Same like Curry. Curry's not known for defense, but he tries. He gives you the effort, and that's all you can ask for. Speaking of Curry and the Golden State Warriors, we got what's going on, man? What's going on? Because it's sounding like they're not going to make a trade. Then there's rumors they are going to make a trade at the deadline. I feel like they got to make a trade. Like, wouldn't you guys agree? It's obvious. They're struggling. They need some help. They got to interject somebody into that lineup. They need a spark somewhere, somehow, and I don't see anybody on that team being able to give it to him. I mean, Curry's he's had this team on his back the whole season. Wiggins had a couple good games. You know, Kuminga's balling. I love what I'm seeing from Kuminga. He has to turn it up just a couple more notches, though, if they're going to stick with this roster. But if they do make a trade to try and get somebody big, obviously he's going to be a part of that. So, no, maybe not obviously. They might be able to keep him, depending on who they go after and get. But and Brandon Podziemski, if you guys haven't checked out Brandon Podziemski, man, on the Golden State Warriors, check that dude out out of Santa Clara College. Legit, I love that dude's game. He's nice, smooth with it, just makes all the right plays. I love those. I hate the diva and the low maintenance terms, but I love those guys who just play. They don't care for the fancy, flashy highlight play. They may happen to do something fancy or flashy, but that's just them playing the game, you know? And that's Podziemski. He's just going to go out there, ball, hoop, give you a bucket, and do his thing. So that's what I got for the NBA. You already know what time it is next, man. We getting into them bets. So, yeah, don't miss it. Go ahead and refill on them chips, too. I'm about to get you some winners. Coming up next.
Hey everyone, I'm Neko Gumike with the LA Sparks, and you are watching Infanity Television.
Profanity Nation.
a podcast for the fans, by the fans. Dive deep into the topics the other shows miss, raw and uncensored.
And he's going to play team ball. His legacy is at stake.
Rare, hard-hitting interviews with players, coaches, and you, the super fans.
I'm not hating. I'm like, okay, cool. Good.
3 championships in 5 years. He's more than good, bro.
Profanity Nation. Listen live or subscribe on your favorite podcast platform.
Shout out Infinity Television. This is Juju Watkins. See y'all.
Know you hear me, know you see me, can you please forgive? If I keep asking for the same damn thing again, just wanna make sure when I'm asking that I'm asking right.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Chanel Gwimike, and you're watching Infinity Television. Boom.
All right. Let's get it. I apologize. Before we get into the bets real quick, let me go back to the NBA real quick. I forgot to mention the Miami Heat. They've lost 7 in a row. Last time they did that was 2007, 2008. So we'll pump the brakes. No need to worry about Miami. They're always going to be right there. You know how they do. Skate through the season, come playoff time, hit the foot on the gas, and they're knocking people out left and right. Knicks have won 7 in a row. Watch out for the Knicks. Super dangerous. I just talked about Brunson a couple minutes ago. The OG Anunoby trade. Defense has been filthy. DiVincenzo is a baller. I love Dante DiVincenzo, one of my favorite players in the league. Just like his style of play, man. He's always alert, always looking to make a play, get involved in a play, just does a little bit of everything. So shout out to DiVincenzo. And the Toronto Raptors, the only winless team in their division. They're 0-11 in their division. They've lost 5 in a row. Obviously, they've made some moves, basically a rebuild. They're building around Scotty. So, and I don't know what's up with Toronto. But yeah, now it's that part of the show where we try to make that dough. So let's go ahead and get into it, man. My first pick of the day, I love Pascal Siakam over 19.5. I got him at 18.5 points, but I love him over 19.5. He's gone over 18.5 60% of the time. I didn't look up the percentage for 19.5, but he's going to cash this. This is going to be easy. You got Halliburton back today, so he's going to get a bunch of easy looks. Baskets are going to come to him. They're just going to be falling in his lap. He's not going to have to create for himself and do all that extra work. Simple little cut, post up. You can get the ball where he wants it, go to work. He's gone over this 14 of his last 20, 6 of his last 10, and 3 of his last 5, and he's exceeded 18.5 points in 10 of his 13 games on the road. So if you're able to find him at 18.5 somewhere, then there you go. But like I said, he should be 19.5, but it's still golden. You can still take that. Nikola Vucevic, 11.5 rebounds. He's gone over this 8 of 20, 4 of 10, 2 of 5. Doesn't sound good. I know he's gone under his last 2 games, which is why I love him, because he's going to bounce back tonight. I love the matchup versus Toronto. Jakob Poeltl might not play. He's a game-time decision, but even if he does, majority of rebounds come on the defensive end anyways. So I love Vucevic to clear and dominate. Toronto's not a good jump shooting team at all. So that gives him an opportunity to snag him up, snag the boards, and go ahead and dominate. So I love this matchup for Vucevic. Okay. I just mentioned DiVincenzo. I had him yesterday on a little board, and I'm taking him again. I'm switching it up this time. Yesterday, I had him on points, rebounds, and assists. Today, I'm taking him on just assists. So we got Dante DiVincenzo over 4 assists. He's gone over this 4 of 20, 3 of 10, 2 of 5. Same thing. It doesn't sound good, I know, but don't panic. He's going to come through, man. No Julius Randle for the next couple weeks. So his opportunities, he's going to get more opportunities to be more productive. And, these guys are too good, man. You give them a couple extra shots, couple extra plays, possessions, they're going to capitalize and take advantage more time than not. So I love Dante DiVincenzo over 4 assists. And then we got Jaylen Brown, back-to-back game, but they didn't have to travel nowhere. They were at home yesterday against the Pelicans. They're back home tonight against Indiana. They got to sleep in their own bed, so that's always huge for the players. But Jaylen Brown's gone over this. His last 3 against Indiana. He scored 40, 31, and 30. I look for him to dominate again tonight. I don't know if he'll hit the 30s, but I definitely see him scoring about 25. I'll give Jaylen about 25 tonight. He's hit this 10 of his last 20, 3 of his last 10, and 1 of his last 5. And he's only scored 22, 8, and 18 in his last 3, which doesn't sound good. But like I mentioned with DiVincenzo, and drawing a blank real quick. And Vucevic, I like them to bounce back. These guys aren't going to have too many bad games in a row. You know, their numbers might be down for a couple games, and then they go right back. Like I said, they're too good, too talented. This should be a high-scoring game. High-scoring, fast-paced game, up and down, a lot of shots, a lot of offense. I love the over in this game. If you want to take the over, I could see the Pacers covering this game just because it's going to be high-scoring. They could put up points. They play with the fastest pace, so that's going to favor them. But I love Jaylen Brown. And Indiana's a small team. That's another reason why I like them. They got a lot of small guards, you know, Buddy Hield, kind of average-size shooting guards. They don't really have those big 6'8", 6'9" wing guys, 6'7", you know, like Tatum and Brown and, just how Boston and some of these other teams do. So those are my picks for this week, y'all. Go ahead and lock those in before we get some more bumps, which we shouldn't. All these lines should pretty much stay the same. But, yeah, we got Siakam at 19.5 points, Vucevic at 11.5 rebounds, DiVincenzo over 4 assists, and Jaylen Brown over 22.5 points. Go ahead and lock those in, man. Those are winners. You can 4-minute, 2-minute, mix and match them. However you want to do it, it's all good because it's going to be money at the end of the day. It's going to be all green. Cha-ching. Much love to all y'all, man. That does it for today. Watch out for Beeves, VJ. Whoa. Uh-oh, fumble. Watch out for Beeves and VJ, man. Much love to all y'all. You have a great week, and I'll see y'all next week. Peace.